What's up, people? It's your girl Adeola. I'm sure that by now you've all heard about what happened between me and Robert Mugabe, an encounter that has led to the end of my career. But in case someone is still out there who has no clue what happened and what I'm talking about, I was in Nigeria for President Buhari's inauguration, and Robert Mugabe of Zimbabwe was also there, and at the end of the inauguration, this happened.
You're pushing me, sir. You're pushing me. Sir, don't you think it's time to step down, sir?
It's okay.
Sir, don't you think it's time to step down?
Pardon.
Can you say something, sir? Do you think it's time to step down?
Which one?
How's your health? How are you feeling?
Sure.
I have no idea what that means.
Saharatv is asking.
Sir,
Saharatv is
can you say
asking.
something,
Is
sir?
President Mugabe going to step down?
Don't you think
Wait.
so you can rest?
Okay.
Sir, would there be a change in Zimbabwe just like we're having in Nigeria?
Very soon to the next president in your country. Yes, sir.
Will you step down someday, sir?
Democracy in Nigeria. Is that going to be democracy?
Is that democracy in Zimbabwe, sir?
Down in Zimbabwe?
Sir, is there democracy in Zimbabwe?
Is it democracy in Zimbabwe?
There is no democracy in Zimbabwe. Very, very sad. It's about time. It's about time to step down.
Let's Mugabe answer.
It's enough. 30-something years.
And
And you came here to witness democracy.
can he allow
It's been real.
Can he allow democracy in his country?
We want to come to Zimbabwe for inauguration as well.
Yeah. And I have been attacked left and right, for asking when he would step down. I don't regret asking that question, by the way. No, I don't. I was actually hoping that Mugabe would say something because he's been president since Zimbabwe's independence in 1980. That's 5 years ago. So me asking when he would step down is not a crime. The only thing, though, that I'm not happy with is the fact that the video was not edited. It aired my side comments, which was not meant for the public to hear.
He knows what he's doing. It's not good.
He's dying tomorrow morning now. What is that idea?
He's very very old. Is Jacob Zuma here?
Yeah, I wasn't happy that you guys got to hear me saying that he's old or he don't do. Me saying that he's old was something that struck me when I saw him physically. It's not like what you see in pictures or video. And if he were to be my grandfather, I don't think I would want him overseeing a church, not to talk about a whole country. So I wasn't making fun of him saying that he's old. I was saying that he's old because it struck me when I saw him. So I really apologize that you had my side comments. I told the editor to take all that out. I don't know why he did not. By the way, some bloggers said I called the man ugly. I was like, what? No, I did not. I don't know which video they watched, but no, I didn't say that. So for those wondering what I would have asked Jacob Zuma when I said, where is Jacob Zuma? I wanted to ask him when he would pay back the taxpayers' money which he used to develop his personal house in Nkandla. I'm sure that many of you have heard that he spent more than $20 million on renovating his personal house. And for those that are saying, why don't I focus on what's happening in Nigeria like Boko Haram? I like to believe that they've never seen my show because I talk about Nigeria before any other African country in every episode of my show. And of course, I've had to interview Nigerian president before on the street last year. I don't know why people call this thing ambush because this African president, they just never wait for a little girl like me. I always have to run after them before they would talk to me.
He's our president. It's okay if he talks to us.
So that day, a lot of journalists were there in Abuja, and some of them, not all of them, but some of them, they just kept saying, Mr. President, give us a smile, so they could take his picture. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is Mugabe. He's been in power for like 35 years. Why should we be asking him to smile? There are so many questions to ask. But I completely agree with you guys that asking Mugabe when he would step down was awful. It was awful. I mean, it was terrible what I did. Very disrespectful of me. How dare I, a small girl like myself, ask a whole president when he would step down? Especially in Africa, where we are not supposed to ask questions of our elders. We're supposed to respect them, especially if they're politicians, whether they are dictators or not, whether they are corrupt or not. We're not supposed to challenge them, which is why, this will be my very last episode of Keeping It Real. I figured it's better to just, end the show myself. But in that video with Mugabe, I noticed that a lot of people have issues with me saying that there is no democracy in Zimbabwe. If there's democracy in Zimbabwe, why is one man president for 6 terms? And all those Nigerians that are abusing me on YouTube, whatever, for asking when the man will step down, knowing Nigerians, they would never ever allow any man to be their president for 30 years. So, not to even talk about 35 years. In fact, when Julius Malema called our former president, Goodluck Jonathan, irresponsible, these same Nigerians were happy. They were saying, yes, finally somebody is passing the message across. Many of them were also circulating that picture of Mugabe when he fell. You remember that time? And take it down. You don't have to put it up. And say, this is how I keep defending Mugabe on my show when this picture surfaced. And you see, take it down, Joe. So I don't know why now they are attacking me for asking when the man will step down. But why won't I say there is no democracy when we see names of dead people on the ballot paper and pressing their hand? Dead people were pressing their hand in Zimbabwe. Even their former finance minister from MDC party confirmed it in a video. Now, since the 80s in Zimbabwe, opposition leaders, activists, and outspoken journalists have been disappearing left and right. Many of them were killed. Another one disappeared very recently on March 9th of this year. Itai Zamara, I don't know if you've heard about him. What was his crime? He organized a protest that Mugabe should step down, that he don't do. Till now, no one knows where the man is. They recently submitted a petition in Washington that the man must be found. So if there is democracy, why are people saying that the Central Bank of Zimbabwe is being treated like Mr. President and his wife's personal bank account? You know, the former governor of the Central Bank is their personal finance advisor. Or how do you think that Grace, the first lady of Zimbabwe, was able to spend $120,000 when she went shopping in Paris? It was reported by Zimbabwean media that the first lady had withdrawn at least $8 million directly from the Central Bank of Zimbabwe. Okay, I'm not defending myself, by the way, for asking when they will step down. I already agree with you guys that it was awful. It was very, very bad of me to ask when he will step down. But do you know that the way that they've handled the economy of Zimbabwe has led to classic hyperinflation? I'm talking about 231 million% inflation, in which a loaf of bread was like 10 million Zimbabwean rands. A loaf of bread and $1 was equivalent of 1.5 million Zimbabwean rands. Just imagine that. I mean, there is democracy, yet people are afraid to talk to their president. Nobody in Zimbabwe can challenge the man without repercussion. Oh, my bad. You know, like so many of you, I completely forgot. I forgot that Mr. Mugabe massacred 20,000 people in Metabele land. Yes, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot about that. You know, that's the stronghold of Joshua Nkomo, his opposition leader at the time. A genocide that many people have forgotten about because it happened in the 80s. Yes. So his soldiers at that time, they forced several family members of those that were killed to sing songs praising ZANU-PF, that is Mugabe's party, while dancing on the graves of their loved ones. In fact, in some cases, those that were badly injured were prevented and forbidden from seeking medical attention. That's probably why nobody can really challenge him. How do you say that there is democracy in Zimbabwe when Mugabe never sits with independent African journalists for an interview? By the way, when Christiane Amanpour of CNN interviewed him, she asked the same question that I asked him, and nobody had issues with that.
1 in 14 people are called malnourished. Your country is practically dependent on humanitarian aid.
You're not talking of the present.
Why is it so difficult to leave power?
I understand, though, that as Africans, we should defend our heroes, those who stood up against the West and fought for independence from colonial masters, and Mugabe is a true hero when it comes to that. But when is it a crime to call a spade a spade? If someone is no longer doing well, why is it that we cannot say it? Zimbabwe used to be one of the best countries in Africa. Zimbabwe was producing enough food to feed the whole of Africa, which is why it's called the breadbasket of Africa.
He's destroyed a wonderful country, a country that used to be a breadbasket. It has now become a a basket case itself.
Thank you very much. That is Desmond Tutu. I saw many articles, by the way, that I was sent by the US and that I'm a CIA agent and that I was sent by the West and that John Kerry was at the inauguration to make sure I carry out the assignments given to me by the US. I said, really? When would we stop blaming the West for all our problems and accept responsibility that Africa is where it is today, not only because of colonization, but because our leaders have continuously failed us? By the way, that Minister of Information, yes, Jonathan Moyo, I saw the article he wrote saying that we practice Boko Haram journalism in Nigeria. You know, I don't really have much to say to him because I know that he's just trying to protect his job. You know, Mugabe fired him in 2005 as the Minister of Information, and then he went about saying that, oh, Mugabe is too old and that Zimbabwe needs a young blood. He even said it categorically at that time that, you know, Mugabe was in his 80s at that time. He said an 80-something-year-old cannot perform well as a 30-something-year-old. Now he got his job back, okay? And he's trying to protect his job. And not only that, at the beginning of this year, there are rumors that he may be replaced, that he may lose his job again, that they are trying to replace him with somebody related to the First Lady. He was the same person that said that next time they will confiscate all cameras if Mugabe should fall so that nobody would hear about it. Yes! So I guess that seeing my interview with Mugabe was an opportunity for him to paint himself as Mugabe's best friend and ensure his job or whatever. I don't know. All I know is that I don't really pay attention to him. During the inauguration, I ran into the Prime Minister of Ethiopia as well, and I was trying to ask him when he would release the bloggers, you know, the 6 bloggers and the 3 journalists. You know, one political party has been in power for more than 20 years in Ethiopia. Only one opposition member is in the cabinet, just one opposition member. So I was trying to ask him about that.
Mr. Prime Minister, when will you release the 9 bloggers and all the journalists arrested in
So what you don't see in the video is that the Prime Minister, as soon as he got in his car, he was just smiling. Like, he knows what he's doing and he's just not willing to talk. And I ran into the Vice President of Gambia. I was really looking forward to meeting Mr. Yahya Jammeh live and direct. Unfortunately, he wasn't there, so his Vice President was the one there. So I was trying to ask her some questions because at the time that the students protesting in Gambia were killed in broad daylight, Yahya Jammeh, who gave the order, was actually not in the country. It was this vice president, this woman that was in the country. She was the one that delivered Yahya Jammeh's order that the soldiers should kill those students 15 years ago when they were protesting. So I wanted to ask her about that, but the cameraman did not turn on the camera until I was done asking my questions. So this is the Vice President of Gambia leaving.
When would there be true, like freedom in Gambia? It's okay, you can wind that. I'm sure you can hear me, ma. When would there be freedom of expression in the Gambia?
Even though it's my last episode and, you know, I was going to talk about the inauguration and why our former First Lady, Mama Patience, was not at the inauguration. I know I was really, really disappointed. I was going to gist you about all that stuff, by the way. And I was also going to talk about how Buhari declared his asset in Osinbajo, but it's not public yet. And of course, the drama with our new First Lady's wristwatch. Yes, I was going to talk about all that. And of course, the workers that have not been paid their salaries for months in Nigeria. And also I was going to talk about my interview with the VP, the Vice President Osinbajo, and our selfies and my dear tickets down. Don't mind him, my people. This is not what it seems. I can totally explain what happened in this picture, by the way. But because I already know that nobody would be interested in anything else that I have to say after what happened with Mugabe, I won't be able to talk about all that. Now, don't think that I didn't get all your messages. Those of you that sent me encouraging messages and you were like, oh, what you did with Mugabe wasn't wrong. Thank you for asking him that question. I got all your messages and I really, really appreciate every one of you guys. And I like to say thank you to all of you. As you guys know, I don't know anything. Next time I see Mugabe, I will make sure not to ask when he will step down. I will just ask about his day. I will ask him to give me a smile and take his picture. You know, you guys know I don't know anything. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So even though this is the last episode, I still think I should talk about some other African countries. Moving on to Ghana, my heart goes out to all the people that have lost their loved ones in the recent flood. and all the people that have lost their properties. So many lives were lost. So many properties were destroyed. It started as a normal rainfall, but the rains intensified as the night wore on, resulting in an historic flooding in many parts of the city. And then there was a fire outbreak at a gas station that claimed the lives of more than 100 people. Altogether, I heard that at least 150 people died last week in Ghana. Some are even saying up to 200 people. I really apologize that the pictures are very graphic, but we have to show you this is what happened. So please accept my condolences, the people of Ghana. But you know, my Ghanaian people, we really need to talk. I mean, I'm praying that this would not happen again, but please, please, all the people that have been building houses in the waterways, I beg you, you've been doing this for years. What else do you need to convince you that, wait a minute, maybe we shouldn't be doing this? And those throwing refuse in the drains, hopefully this would be another warning that maybe you shouldn't be doing that. But most importantly, I heard that in 2012, the Ghanaian government took money from foreign agencies to build storm drains. But till today, there are no storm drains in Accra. What's going on? Despite the fact that we all know that the Odo River, that is to the north of Accra, anytime it overflows, it gets to Accra and turns into big flood. And we know that. So why is it that there is still no storm drain in Accra? Ghanaian government, what have you done with the money? 150 people died. Where is the money given to the Atta Mills government? Was it embezzled? Can we have some kind of explanation? What happened to it? Because you know, this present president was the vice president at the time, so he should know something. Now, I'm not saying that he embezzled the money or that he has the money, but he should have some kind of explanations for us. Anyway, while we're looking for the money, the victims must be compensated. I heard that the government has announced to give the victims $13 million. I was so happy. I said, finally people will be, compensated. Until I heard that part of the money will be used for constructing drainage. I said, no. While we are looking for the money meant for drainage, we need to take care of the people now. A lot of people have died. People have lost their businesses, their homes, their properties, and it is a mess right now. Please, let the Ghanaian government reproduce this money. Once again, please accept my condolences, the people of Ghana. And guess what? I'm just keeping it real. My brother, did Obama reply that letter? No, you don't know. This well, we'll talk after the service. My people, sorry about that. It's just that this next story is a little somehow. Sure you understand. Some lawyer guy in Kenya by the name Felix Kiprono decided that he's going to be the one to marry Obama's daughter. That is Malia. Yes, and he's serious about it.
In your right mind, do you think you're actually doing the right thing?
I'm not seeking any hand of marriage with regards to the minor. I'm only booking my community is only my clan is making that offer to booking her.
He's willing to give 50 cows. I said, Lord have mercy, 50, not 10, not 20. How many cows were killed when you got married? Maybe 1 or 2. How many of you can afford this? 50 cows. This brother is the right brother. 70 sheep, not 1, not 2, 70. Sure you understand? That is what I'm talking about. And 30 goats. 30 goats as dowry for Obama's daughter. You know, I've heard a lot of people saying that sometimes people can be educated but still not have common sense. It's like they're trying to yab the guy. I was so upset. I said, how dare you? Why are you yabbing this? The guy is just a big dreamer. I said, anything is possible, Daddy, my brother, I do well. But why do you have to use this photo where Malia is looking at him? I said, dude, are you like for real, like seriously? Sad eye. It's not good now. Change the photo. Something where she's smiling. That is better. I do it, my sister. As I was saying, I don't think people should yab the guy, okay? He said, by the way, that he noticed Malia when Obama was running for office for the very first time. At that time, Malia was a 10-year-old. Let me read some of what he said. As a matter of fact, I haven't dated anyone since then. I have promised to be faithful to her. Anyway, so he said that since that time when Malia was 10, he spotted the girl. He has not dated anybody since then. This was 6 years ago. It's very funny that she didn't know about all these promises at that time, but now I'm glad she knows. You see what I'm saying? This is what they call true love. People might say that I am after the family's money, which is not the case. My love is real. Amen, my brother. Amen. Trust me, if nobody else believes you, I believe you. 50 cows. Not be every day. Man picking, they offer 50 cows. So, because of nobody. But you know, the best part of what he said, which I really, really love, was when he said, I will teach Malia how to milk a cow. I'm telling you, it's good to love somebody. When you love someone, you teach them how to milk a cow. And then I will teach her how to cook ugali. That is like maize porridge. And then I will teach her how to prepare mosik, like any other Kalenjin woman. Mosik is like the traditional sour milk. By the way, I should let you guys know that this is not the first Kenyan man to offer to marry the daughter of an American president, okay? Not long ago, her mother Kenyan guy also offered to marry the daughter of Bill Clinton. So I've been really inspired by Kenyan men. And I keep wondering, where are Nigerian men when everybody is trying to marry the daughter of an American president? Nigerian men, where you not there now? Find your 50 cows. You know, not get access to cows. See Kenyan men passing you left and right. The only thing though that I don't understand is why Obama has not replied his letter or even react to the story. There is God now, Obama. Say something. You not do well, you not do well. My brother, I'm not discouraging you. I'm very happy that you're very ambitious. Just keep in mind that sometimes when we dream, we are supposed to wake up from the dream and face reality or something. So just in case Malia says no, which I'm sure she probably won't say no, but if she says no, it's not the end of the world. You know, there are so many women out there in Kenya, very beautiful women. I know many of them. So keep your options open. Don't make it just one person. You know, do it. You guys not doing anything. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Alright, y'all, it's been real, and I have tried for at least 3 years to keep it real right up in here, you know, until what happened with Mugabe, and, you know, for the sake of peace, so that there will not be any more fight. Oh, she harassed Mugabe, oh, she did not. I just want to thank everybody that had watched the show all this while, and, you know, it's been real. Koledowo, come on out and say hi to the people. At least it's the last episode. Let them see your face. Come on, you know, take a bow or something. I'm glad at least you guys got to see the face of Koledowo, if nothing else. So thank you very much once again. It's been real, and I'm keeping it real right up in here until maybe we meet in the subway or something, or if you come to New York, we can go to Mamudoka's place together and grab some pepper soup. Alright, y'all, it's been real, and I have kept it real right up in here until we meet someday, God knows when, where, or why. I must see y'all later. Peace out.